My estranged brother, who got my family to disown me because I'm gay, is now trying to contact me because he said he needs my help. I grew up in a gay, conservative household. I kept it to myself, but I'm sure everyone knew or had a feeling I was gay. My brother, Rick, certainly suspected from an early age and made sure to bully me growing up. In high school, I started dating Mike, who I married later in life. We kept it quiet, but somehow Rick found out. For the next 8 years, he blackmailed me into everything from getting him pot to shaving my head, threatening to tell her parents about Mike. Then, when I was 24, I brought Mike home for Thanksgiving. My sister was there with her husband. Rick was there with the girl he knocked up. I brought my quote roommate. I had no intention of coming out, but I think my parents knew. It was kind of a don't ask, don't tell situation. Everything seemed okay until Rick started drinking. Then everything went to hell in a handbasket. He said that it was wrong for our parents to have someone like me at their table, because I was dating Mike, because I was a slur word. He said he couldn't allow me to be part of his life because I could be a child ducker. He actually said that right there in front of our grandmother. Then he told our parents to choose, me and Mike or him, his girlfriend and their future grandchildren. My parents asked if I was gay. Mike squeezed my hand under the table and I said yes. They asked us to leave. Since then, my contact with my family has been minimal, although I still keep in contact with my sister, who reached out the next day. My parents weren't there at my wedding. A few years back, my mother started calling on Christmas and birthdays. I let those calls go to voicemail. Needless to say, I've not spoken to Rick. I miss my parents. I don't miss Rick. I asked my sister about my parents, and I don't ask my sister about Rick. About 2 weeks ago, I received a message from Rick over Facebook. It's a long, rambling letter of apologies. Rick says he now knows how I must have felt growing up because his son came out to him as gay. He says he loves his son and wants to support him. So he's a better father than he was a human being, I guess. And he says he wants me to talk to his son. I haven't even met this boy. I'm not his uncle, I'm a strange gay man. Sure, I can offer him tales of overcoming bullying, but I was overcoming his own father. I feel awkward about it. The idea of talking to this poor boy makes me uncomfortable. The thought of talking to Rick makes me break out into a cold sweat. So I haven't responded, but now I'm thinking I should. Mike thinks it would be wrong of me to not help out my nephew, because I hold a grudge against my brother. What do I do? Drop your opinions in the comment section down below. And remember, if you enjoyed this story, press that like button. Okay guys, so I want to read a comment that I found about this story. It comes down to how comfortable you will be by doing this. Yes, this is your nephew, and he's probably going through a lot right now. However, it also sounds like he will already have a much more supportive family than you did. You do not have a responsibility to do this, it's your choice. If you do decide to do this, may I suggest asking your sister to help. If you do not want to see Rick, she may be willing to introduce you to the nephew. It may raise some awkward questions between Rick and his son about why you don't want to see Rick, but frankly, Rick's behavior would not be at fault for that. Not you. What do you guys think of that comment? Do you think it's a good idea for OP to try to get involved, or to just stay no contact? Drop your opinions down below. Our final story for today. The title is, OP is hesitant about rekindling her relationship with her parents after they disowned her for getting pregnant at 18. This story comes complete with an update. Let's check it out. I got pregnant back when I was 18. It was our fault. We did not really use protection always, and I got pregnant. I realize now that it was a very stupid thing to do, but it also gave my life the greatest gift. our beautiful daughter. When I told my parents, they responded very aggressively. I knew they would not really be supportive about the fact that I was keeping the child, but I also did not think they'd threaten to cut me off if I did not get an abortion. But I just couldn't do it. I'm pro-choice, but I just couldn't. So they decided that they would not talk to me at all, just go no contact. Needless to say, I was devastated, but I still feel like maybe some of it was my fault, like I disappointed them. But despite all of this, I still had an amazing support system. My husband's parents took us in until we saved enough money to get our own home. My friends were incredible, and even my mom's family helped me. Until my daughter's 3rd birthday, every year, I would send them Christmas cards, birthday cards, her pictures, etc. And I wouldn't get any response. Eventually, I moved on. Almost 2 weeks ago, out of the blue, my parents contacted me. Actually, they just showed up at my house. They told me that through a relative, they found out that I was pregnant with our second and wanted to be there for me. Thankfully for me and my husband was home, so I wasn't alone in dealing with them, which was good considering how emotional I got. Both my parents apologized and they broke down and told me that they wanted to be a part of my life and that the only reason they cut me off was because they were scared and hurt. I had to leave college because I could not manage being pregnant and studying. Eventually, I did go back and finish though. And apparently, that was the breaking point for them. Plus, they thought my husband would not be a good father and would leave me to be a single mom, and that they were just scared for me. Right now, I'm confused. They seem genuinely sorry, but what they did was so huge. They literally abandoned me when I needed them the most. My husband's mom was more of an actual mom for me than my own. But on the other hand, I keep wondering if I'll regret not giving them a second chance, especially since now my daughter can get to know her maternal grandparents. This goes for my second child as well. Both my children could have a real chance of getting to know their grandparents, but I don't know if that's a good idea. My husband wants me to decide. He told me that he trusts me enough to make the right choice for our family. And you know what? He's right. He's too biased to make a proper decision, I suppose. My mom's side of the family thinks I should completely forgive my parents, while my in-laws and friends don't think that's a good idea, and that they might treat my daughter differently than my second child, and I don't know. Hey guys, Mr. Reddito here. So OP of this story was asking for help. OP needs unbiased and rational answers. Quote, because I'm an emotional mess. So drop your thoughts down below how you would help OP in this situation. There is a complete update, so we're going to hop into that right now. I would like to say this is a happy update, but not a lot of people would take it that way, so that's a trigger warning. So I don't even know how to put into words what happened after I made that post. It is wild. At first, I was not even going to post an update, but so many people have been messaging me, and so many of you helped me beyond words, so I felt like I owed it to you. After going through comments, I was first of all so grateful for this community. To be honest, I did not expect so much love, great rational advice. I just lost and you guys helped me. This community's fantastic and I thank you so much. Here's the update. A day after I made the post, I've gotten enough helpful advice and I reached a decision. I thought it would be a good idea to let my parents have dinner with my husband and I every 1 or 2 weeks because, like a lot of you suggested, I thought it was best for them to first form a healthy relationship with me and my husband before I brought my daughter and future child into this. I invited them over to my house, and I did not mention this in the last post, but I have a brother as well. He has some minimal contact with me over the years, actually, but he despises my husband, so it's also not a lot of contact. I've invited all 3 of them over, and I told them about my decision, and guess what? They did not like the fact that I did not just accept them with open arms. My dad started yelling about being grateful. Mom was insulting me, and my husband and brother looked like he wanted to kill me. Then, after I told them all to get out, my brother came to me, grabbed me by the arm, and pushed me against the wall. He almost seemed like he wanted to kill me. Kept repeating that I was disrespecting Dad, but before he could hurt me, my husband punched him right in the throat. He kinda got scared then. Guess he thought my husband wouldn't go so far, but he beat him up pretty badly. And we kicked them all out and threatened to call the cops. It was scary and it still feels unreal. So yeah, I'm just glad that they showed me their true nature, once again, and did not waste my energy. After that, my husband was concerned about the baby since I hit the wall pretty hard. We went and checked, but the doctor said everything was fine, thankfully. Not an update, but I just want to show you how I feel. I am weirdly glad all this happened. No more what if they changed, and no more wasting energy on people that are not good for my family. After the whole incident, everyone was clearly stressed, so I organized a small barbecue to get together. I invited our best friends, their kids, my daughter loves hanging out with them, our in-laws, etc. My mother-in-law was the sweetest. She talked to me the way I wish my mother would and make me feel so much better. There was a specific moment that I wanted to share with you guys. At the get-together, I'd gone in to get some beers for our friends, and I was heading back out when I felt the urge to just stay there and watch my husband. He was standing there by the grill talking to his friends, laughing at some joke, when my daughter came running yelling, "Daddy, Daddy, look at this pink screaming flower." And she was such a giggly mess. He took her into his arms and gave her a kiss. In that moment, I knew what life was all about. I don't care that I don't have my parents or brother in my life. I don't care that they're not there in my life because honestly, it's their loss. I love my family and they are my priority. Thank you again for everyone listening. You treated me like I was someone you knew instead of a stranger. So this was an insane story, guys. I think you would agree. Let me know in the comment section down below if you do or not. Let's go ahead and read a comment that's getting a lot of attention on the original thread. These people abandoned their daughter because they were scared of what exactly? Certainly not for her well-being, since they disowned her right after. Sounds to me like they were ashamed the baby was born out of wedlock. Then someone replied to that and said, no, they were scared of how a pregnant teen daughter would affect their reputations. Now that she's an adult with a husband, a home, and another kid on the way, they're scared of how the continued estrangement affects their reputation now. Either way, it's all about them. Honestly, guys, after hearing that comment, I might have to say I partially agree with that statement. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.